well enough to know how to spell the word sandwich. So how are you doing tonight, Sea Tactics?
We may be a day late, but we sure ain't $1 short.
Yes, about that money you owe me.
Uh, uh-oh.
Yeah, I
Did
don't.
you...
There might be some very polite men showing up at your house in suits soon.
Wait, what did you do with the money that I gave you?
There might be a mistake in the mail.
I thought you, hired somebody or something.
Oh, okay, and thank you for liking Super Injustice. So yeah,
No, Super Injustice is here. Hey, what's up?
why am I being tagged and stuff?
That's a good question.
So yes, we're here to talk about episode 7, which is definitely the episode that came after episode 6, allegedly.
Allegedly. That's a really good point. Allegedly came after the episode before this one. Very disappointing. Last episode I felt like was a 180. Even though of course last week we still got bummed out about it. At least I did.
Yeah.
This week's episode was just, it apparently adapted the manga really well for the 4 chapters it adapted. Because it apparently adapted 4 chapters in a row.
That's a lot of content. I actually like this episode more than last week's episode.
Well, I mean, it's like I said in my video. Like the thing is like it's not like these last 2 episodes. What's going on, Satsuki? It's not like these last 2 episodes have been, the worst thing I've ever seen. But because of the way the anime has went,
Yeah.
it doesn't mean much when you skip multiple arcs.
I would say
Please don't loot Isabel.
I would say if we got a good series up to this point, I'd be okay with the last couple episodes.
I mean, yeah, if the last 2 episodes are good, so be it. I'm not I'm gonna be happy that at least the last 2 episodes are good. Leave us on something good. But based off what's happening, I don't know if we're gonna have a good last 2 episodes because of what people have said about the manga, where they rush the ending.
Yeah, and that's
if they're going to the ending.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil things that you have not said yet, but yeah, it's how good can they make it in the situation they're currently in when this is a part when the source material isn't as good. Neither of us have read the manga past where season 1's at. At least I haven't. I don't think you have.
I'm on chapter 54 or 55 as of today.
I think you're slightly faster. I need to read more at some point.
Yeah, I'm at episode 4 of season 2 or 3.
Okay.
4 or 3.
I would read more, but I don't know what happened, but shout out to Barbara. And yes, Barbara is pretty cool.
Barbara, I don't know much about Barbara. All I know is that she has some sort of sickness. I guess she's got the COVID and she needs some medications, and she got angry and really wants to kill all the demons.
And she punches things.
And she eats them.
Exactly. Wait, I saw the things.
Was that this episode or last episode when she was eating stuff?
That was last episode.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yo, what's going on, EA?
But speaking of Barbara, something I noticed, which I don't know if you did, is that they changed the opening this time slightly to show Barbara and those other people whose names I forgot.
I'm going to be honest with you. After the first time, I didn't watch the opening for Promised Neverland, and I just skip it now. Especially now, or now I'm just after these last episodes and cars going off in the background, after these last episodes, it's I just want to get in, get out. It's kind of like when I watch X-Arm. It's I'm here to watch X-Arm. I'm not here to watch the opening and endings of X-Arm. Just give me the X-Arm, and that's it. I want to leave.
Give you, make it so you don't have to suffer anymore.
well, X-Arm is actually really funny, but I like talking about X-Arm more than watching X-Arm, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I kind of want to watch it just because how much I hear talked about it, and I kind of I want to be part of that conversation.
Oh God, it's so bad.
So
it's so bad.
So X-Arm podcast when?
Now.
Okay, time to go pull it up.
Rising on the King of Anime podcast, we killed the Promised Neverland over X-Arm. both weeks we killed Promised Neverland and X-Arm in the same episodes. People voted to kill the Promised Neverland instead of X-Arm.
Because they want to hear you talk about X-Arm. People don't care about Promised Neverland, except for the 4 people watching right now.
That's true. That is true.
EA's asking why do we have to do any more X-Arm? Okay, we're making EA part of the X-Arm podcast too.
He answered his own question.
But yeah, I did think it was cool. Like with the opening, we like kind of predicted the dad Norman, and there was like room for him. But I thought it was also cool they like brought in his his group as well. So it's cool when they like have the opening update over time.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. What the hell was that demon he has in his closet?
I mean, we all have a few demons in our closets.
He has a literal demon in his closet.
Again, we all have our demons in our closets.
Yeah, but his is like an actual one.
I don't see the point you're making.
Do you have a literal demon in your closet?
Don't worry about it.
You can't just tell me not to worry about it.
But
I'm gonna worry about it.
But yeah, actually, I think I know what that demon is. That's the same demon as the giant one that was chasing him in episode 4. At least that's my theory, because that's the only way it partly makes sense.
That one was like way bigger.
Was it though, or was that just like how they were showing it? But yeah, you might be right. Also, I don't know if they've like taken parts off of this demon, but it still seems alive. And I don't think you can like dissect a demon while it's alive without killing it. I'm not sure though. I need to go do some experiments on the demon in my closet.
Also, like Norman, what the hell's going on with this show? Norman is such a confusing character to me in this season, because he shows up and he's all smiley, and the first thing I go is Norman's evil. Like, he's got to be evil, and lo and behold, he's evil. But like at the same time, it's like the characters are like actively ignoring the red flags in front of them.
There's some of that, definitely, but I think for Norman though, it's not so much like him being smiling. That was more like the face he wants to put on to show Emma, even though he's definitely keeping a lot of stuff hidden.
He wants to commit genocide of a whole race of demons, and he says, "Oh," and the best thing about it is he's like, they're like, "Norman, are you fine?" And he's like, "No, I just got a bunch of tests. I'm totally fine." Coughs up blood. What happened to him?
Exactly. Well, why do you think he was being honest then? Like he does not want the other kids to worry about them, so it makes sense that he would lie about having the test done on him, or whatever else they did to him.
I just don't. His character feels all over the place.
I feel like there's definitely some stuff that we're missing, but I feel like that's just like there's a very different between how he wants to show himself to his siblings and how he really is and with his plan. And I
mean, that's fair. But...
yeah, and I still don't think his idea to like genocide all the demons actually doesn't make sense, because if they like his fundamental goal is to protect and give his siblings a good life, and if they wipe out the demons, then he succeeded. And doesn't make sense for him to care about the demons, like consider killing them a bad thing.
Well, here's the thing: is yes, I believe Norman's plan and his idea. It's not like it totally doesn't make sense to genocide a whole race, the species of demons that try to eat humans. I also think it's not a bad idea to use Mujika's blood to just see what happens before we start killing everything. Like that just feels like a better idea. Just go, okay, Emma, since your idea would lead to less casualties and less hatred, let's do this thing instead, where we don't kill a bunch of demons that have blood on our hands. Let's do this first. And if it doesn't work, this is our only option.
But would it make, or would Emma's plan actually work though, even if they got the blood from Mujika?
Well, that is the thing. We don't know.
And if
because we only know what Norman said.
Right. And in theory, it could work, but what if it doesn't? What would the consequences be?
I don't know if there would be any consequences.
Well, if we know that Mujika's blood, assuming what Norma said is true, would make it so other demons would not need to. Sorry, I was being trying to figure out what I was saying. If they get Mujika's blood, assuming what they heard is true, that would make it so other demons also don't need to eat human blood, or do not need
Right.
to eat humans. Which, yes, that would be a good thing. But would the demons just stop going after humans anyway? Because we saw from like Soju,
Well,
he still wants to eat demons.
well, that is what Norman said, but we don't we don't know. Like we that is the thing that is left up in the air. If that is the case, because not only does it suppress their hunger for humans, it makes them look more human-like.
Yeah,
Not only does that do those two things, at that point, what you can do is just go implement new laws that state you can't eat humans because you don't even need to eat humans anymore. Degeneration doesn't happen anymore
yeah.
with demons.
But
So,
who would make those laws then?
well, the king. They explicitly say in this episode that the king is the reason that they don't use Mujika's blood to begin with because it's easier to control people
Yeah,
if
so
you have them hungering after humans.
exactly. So the king wants the other demons hungering after humans because that gives him control.
Right. It's also a business too.
Yeah, so the king would not want to make laws that would take away his power.
Yeah, pretty much. Or not, maybe not necessarily his power as like a whole, but like a portion of his power. Because as cars drive by, thanks rednecks. Because I think a big part of the human thing, like humans feed, like demons feeding on humans, isn't necessarily for the need at this point, since they know of Mujika's existence and how much of a heretic she is.
Right.
It's for the simple fact that they just want a business and they want to keep this business alive by trafficking humans and all, and or not trafficking but cattling them and making them
Yeah, so
food.
the kings and the elites, they want things to stay the way that they are. They also think that Mujika is dead. Like Norma thought that, so I'd assume that the other demons think that too.
Yeah, yeah. Which, what happens when they learn about Mujika's existence?
Yeah, so if the demons learn about that, then they would probably try to go after her and kill her.
But at that point, since now we know in this episode Emma is going to find Sonju and Mujika.
Yeah.
So at this point, what does that like we don't know if there's anybody else heading towards them, but you have to expect with how how badly paced this anime has been so far, that that's probably going to happen. I can't see them not having some sort of conflict with them getting to Sonju and Mujika.
Well,
So
possibly, but who else would know about Sonjo and Mujika?
I mean,
Because
that's a good point,
the
but
world as a
they're
whole thinks that they're dead. Emma and her group know that they're alive. Norman and his group now also know that they're alive, but they would have no reason to go after them because Emma's going to bring them to him. So unless the demons somehow are like spying on the kids,
hmm
which
no idea.
yeah, so that's why I feel like unless there's something we're not seeing, the demons are not going after Sanju and Mujika. And the reason that Emma thinks that she knows where they are is because of the birds. So that's like a piece of information that only she and their group would know.
Yeah.
So I feel like it would not make sense for the demons to going after Mujika right now, unless there's like stuff we don't know, which is definitely possible.
hmm Um. What else happened in this episode?
Oh, we found out that the gate between the human and demon world that Emma thought she knew about had been destroyed, but there's a second gate, and that was like within or under Gracefield House.
Oh yeah, that's right. So they have to go back to Gracefield at
Yeah,
this point.
which actually, or I have a theory here that might actually not be crazy for once. And we saw that there have like all these kids going to the farm, and the question is, who are the parents of these kids? We thought that it would be the mothers or people like them because I mean Isabella had Ray, but I think that's actually the exception to the rule, and most of the kids are brought from the human world through that portal.
So what you're saying, since this is a theory that isn't as crazy,
Yeah,
Because Toru is a dragon.
I hope so.
I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Yeah. I mean, that could be uh a potential thing where maybe the humans on the human side are like, hey, if we keep this on the down low, we will let you have these people
Yeah, like give
in
them the.
exchange for something like something they have,
Yeah, so maybe
some
there's like a
technology.
sort of trade between them. They have like these kids whose parents don't want them, or like they're going to be given up for adoption. So like, oh well, let's like give these babies to the demons, and then that's
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
Because I feel like
that
that
would be
actually like
good.
connects the question before is like where all the kids come from. There aren't enough parents, or so it seems for all the kids. And it could also be that the soldiers out going after them are also not from the farms, but from the human world who are working with the demons for whatever reason.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean that. In my opinion, I what I think is going to happen is I don't think we're going to get many of these revelatory things at the very end of the anime to even figure out if these theories are reality or not. What I think is going to happen, they're just going to go to Gracefield again. Isabella's going to be there. They're going to do a show off. Somebody's going to die, and everyone's going to be saved.
Yeah, probably. We also found like there's a gatekeeper, but there is no more information about who or what that is.
Yeah, no idea. Like, I'm I'm going to be honest. I'm actually pretty excited for the next episode. Are
Okay.
you?
I don't know yet because the quality has been like all over the place. If I like the next episode as much as these the last two, I think I'll just enjoy the rest of the series while still acknowledging it has a lot of big flaws.
Well, the reason I'm excited for the next episode is because I think they're going to tell what happened after Norman
Oh
was
yeah,
sent through the door, and whoever was that greeted him, and the backstory on what happened to Norman while they were working on escaping and when they were surviving, out in the
yeah.
world.
And that would make sense too, because like it looked like they were starting to do that by like showing Norman's backstory, except 90% that was stuff we'd already seen, which felt kind of pointless.
Yeah, yeah, that was weird.
Like I could understand like them trying to lead to it, but then it's like stop the episode. It would have made more sense to like start the next episode that way, and like when the demon says, "Oh, Norman's good to meet you," or whoever that was, then like go to the opening and then tell his story from there.
Yeah, that would have been much better. I mean, there's so many things that would have been better. Like especially with Norman, they like to lead off like the end the episode with a Norman cliffhanger.
Yeah,
They did that with episode 5, and
right.
I was like, "What the fuck? Norman's back? What? Why is this happening?"
It feels like they're
So that
trying.
was really terrible.
It feels like they're trying to use their cliffhangers to make up to the weaknesses in the show as a whole.
Yeah, and honestly, I would have much preferred Norman just showing up at the beginning of the next episode, and then
Yeah,
ending on who could this be, even though you know who it is, because the characters won't stop talking about him.
that
But
could have actually been good.
uh and then or like I said it before that I would just love to see like Isabella show up at the end of that episode. And if you're
Oh,
gonna do anime original, then why not just have Isabella show up and do some cool stuff.
have Isabella use wrestling moves on a demon.
I'm okay with that. Also, where the hell is Isabella at?
Exactly.
She's been nowhere in this show.
She was like there for once, and then they forgot about her, and then they brought Norman back. But Isabella's the best and stuff.
They did the equivalent of Isabella. You have an important assignment. You must go and do the thing that's very important to this series. And she's like, "Okay, I'm gonna do it." And then, and then, and then, like the writers of like, "Okay, that's good, but for like the next 8 episodes, we should like put her on the back burner and just focus on not her."
Uh,
And
is it,
that really feels like what they did. They were just like, "Oh yeah, that Isabella stuff, that was cool. We don't know what the fuck we were doing there. Move on to
yeah,
the next
it's
thing."
like they're thinking, okay, here's how the manga is going to go, how it was going to go. Then they realize as they're writing the next episode, wait, this makes no sense. Wait, we already shipped this one. Let's hope no one remembers about her.
I mean, it was like out of no, like Isabella coming back was out of nowhere in a good way, mind you.
Yeah, that was like the good out of nowhere twist.
And then now she literally took the out of nowhere thing
It went
to
back to
like two
nowhere.
literal meetings. It literally just went nowhere. It's just like, what's going on, man? Like Isabella should have been in every single episode after she showed back up.
Yeah, or
Every single one of them.
and EA's complaining about customers now. Why isn't this
It
showing up in the
happens.
here?
Oh yeah, the chat's like not showing up. That's really strange.
Well, yeah, because it's showing up in the OBS thing, but not in the chat itself.
Yeah, that's really strange.
Is it because like profanity in it? But I don't think I have that filtered.
Yeah, I would see that. I think I'm a mod. Let's see.
Okay.
Oh, I'm not. So that's probably why. I don't know.
Am I a mod?
I hope you are.
I should make C a mod.
You should, because
All
I
right.
would cry.
C is a mod. Now you cannot cry.
Like
So
how we're just
yeah,
testing things.
it's more our podcast is more entertaining than the episode allegedly.
I don't doubt that. I mean, to be fair though, like we say that, but I like in a vacuum, these episodes aren't the worst thing. They're not like the most boring thing you can see. They're slow,
Yeah.
but they're not. I would say they're just slowly paced.
Or they're
They're
maybe not
not
slowly
boring.
paced, but weirdly paced. Because I feel like they're going fast, but
Well,
it makes it feel like they're going slow.
it's weird because of how inconsistent the adaptation has been. So these seemingly very normal episodes
Mm-hmm.
are like fine in a sense. But what makes them so jarring and weird is the fact that the previous 3 episodes skipped multiple arcs,
Yeah.
removed multiple characters, and there's just so much context that's gone, but they're still keeping the context that's
Yeah.
in the original source material.
Well,
So it's like, what's happening?
well, you know what it is? It's like you have this like artistic masterpiece, and then you turn it into a puzzle. But then when you go put the puzzle together, you're missing pieces. So like from the piece, you can see, oh yeah, this is like a really beautiful sky, really beautiful lake, really beautiful person, or whatever. But then when you zoom out, it's like you're missing like, wait, where did this giant piece in the middle go?
So what you're saying is my 4-year-old niece could could put could do this.
Well, yes, because she destroyed part of the puzzle, so that's why.
Okay. So my 4-year-old niece destroyed the story.
Exactly. It's all your
So,
4-year-old's niece's fault and Mr. Kitty's fault.
so I have to disown Mr. Kitty and my 4-year-old niece.
I mean, yeah, if you want. But you can also just blame Astro.
Yeah, it's Astro's fault.
Yeah, that works too. Yeah, I took other notes, but I don't feel like it's anything we haven't already covered. Oh, something I thought was weird and interesting is that when Barbara was having the bad headaches, the other guys like gave her an assortment of various types of drugs, which seems like not how you treat headaches. It's like, here's some drugs.
Oh, I got a headache. Oh, hold on. Here's my methamphetamine. This should clear it up real
Yeah.
good. That's like in The Walking Dead when they needed the medications in season 2 because of like that guy who got tetanus from falling on a piece of shrapnel
Uh-huh.
from a burnt car, and they're like, we need Norman's or what's his name? Daryl's drugs. We need Daryl's drugs. I was just like, okay. And like his drugs are literal. It's like literal methamphetamine.
Oh. Yeah,
Like they need. It's like, is that even how you solve tetanus? Is with methamphetamine?
have you tried?
To be fair, I have not.
Well, yeah, I'm pretty sure that you should not take medical advice from this show.
Yeah, that is true. That is very true.
And EA's message is still on going through. So I made him a mod. We'll see if that fixes it.
I cry. Satsi says the promised acid trip.
No, that's a Wonder Egg priority.
I mean, that's also a good point.
Yeah,
Uh,
I should go watch more of that.
hey, it's a good show. Unlike this one, I can't believe I'm saying that though,
Yeah.
because going into this season, I was so excited,
Well,
and I'm not anymore.
oh yeah, like this season as a whole was supposed to be like really awesome. We had like Attack on Titan, we had ReZero, we had Promised Neverland, which I thought would be like three amazing shows. And then we have Promised Neverland, which is more like the level of that isekai that everyone was talking about that I forgot the name of.
This feels, you know what this show feels like? This show feels like, the proud young lion is now at the end of his life. And he's
Uh,
an old man lion. And he's just doing best he can.
okay, EA's message came through this time. Everyone knows that if you break your spine, just do a couple push-ups and you're all better.
This is true. This is true. Walk it off.
Yeah, all right. I know you gotta do some push-ups.
Yeah, Barbara. Here's the thing with Barbara is they gave her a bunch of meth. They should have just gave her a bunch of spare time to walk it off.
No, the meth is gonna give her the energy to do the push-ups. Is that how meth works? I'm not an expert on drugs.
Also, what the hell is wrong with her? If she gets so angry that she needs drugs to fix the problem,
No, like,
and that like makes her head like want to split open.
well, yeah, like they did the experiments on her, so she has bad headaches. That also made her like emotionally on edge, and when she gets super emotional, that causes her brainwaves to go crazy, which gives her a headache. So they use the drugs to control the headache.
They just need to give her some weed.
Well, I mean, they don't have weed, so they have to make do with what they have. Which reminds me, where did they get this medicine from?
Holy shit, that's a good point. Uh, well,
Like, did they steal it from Lambda when they like escaped, or do they steal it from like the demon village? Because I'd assume that the demons have medicine.
I mean, I would think that they would have to steal it from Gracefield when they escaped.
Yeah, so how much do they have, and would they really just give her a bunch of assortment of different things because they stole it? They wouldn't have have many or much or whatever.
I don't even know.
And that could also be why that guy has no idea like what medicine to give for a situation like this. He says, "Well, yeah, drugs. Drugs help with stuff. Let's try this."
They were like all different shapes. One of them looked like oh god, what is that? What is that stuff? God damn it, what is it? It's a little tiny beady stuff. It looked like that. I can't remember what it was used for.
It's like, yeah, I don't know. Another person asks about drugs, prescription
It's
or
it's
otherwise.
it's like this little they have it as this plastic container thing.
Is
Oh,
that wait? Was that like the oxycontin pain medicine or whatever that is? It's supposed to be like really strong.
maybe
Yeah,
I can't remember.
because I had some when I had like the gallbladder pain that they gave me.
Could be, could
Hey,
be.
it works.
Hey, it
Don't do
works.
drugs,
It
kids.
works. Except for Barbara, she needs to do them.
Do not do drugs unless prescribed by a medical professional. We are not medical
Also,
professionals.
he just takes the bottle and like shakes out like a handful of it. Like, don't you feel like that's a little bit of a waste? Also, like there were obviously a bunch of assorted drugs. What if like you didn't get the amount of the assorted drug that you needed out of that? Like, let's say you needed like the little red triangle one, but you didn't get the red triangle one.
Well,
So so because of that, you're not like actually helping her. You're just making it worse.
you're assuming that these guys know how the drugs work,
I
or
mean,
how
that's a
drugs
good
work in
point.
general.
That's a good point.
Because
But
like
then why at that point are they just giving Barbara handfuls of drugs?
because they know drugs help, but they were at Gracefield, they knew like, oh, they were hurt or something, their mother gives them some drugs, or even at the Lambda place, they like know, okay, these humans are having bad reaction, let's give them some drugs so they don't die on us. But they might not
What
have any thought about, oh, this drug is for this drug is for this. They're like, drugs, good, use them.
what if it's just a bunch of baby aspirin?
Just in different shapes.
Just different shapes. It's a bunch of baby aspirin. And like the whole thing they're fretting about is just a really small amount of aspirin.
That would be great. That's like when I was on vacation with my older brother. He was like feeling sick. I had some like kids' cold medicine, but he's like quite ill. And it's like, okay, I'll take the entire bottle then.
Oh my
He
god.
didn't actually do that.
Good.
So it feels like something he would have done or would do still. I have an
Well, like
interesting
probably
family.
make somebody throw up
That doesn't
like,
taste the best.
violently.
Maybe that would get whatever was in him out of him.
Hey, it works for Barbara. It could work for him.
Ah,
I'm just gonna use the Barbara scale. If like I have a problem, I'm just gonna keep taking whatever it is to solve it.
right, EA says I have a headache. Time to take some meth. Let's just meth chewables. Oh boy, this video is getting demonetized.
This is Barbara's fault, not ours.
This podcast is turned to drugs.
it's, it's better than the show.
But yeah, there was something interesting I saw about the show. Is there seems to be a motif of hands? I'm like wondering, are they trying to say something, or is that just like they enjoy drawing
It's the
heads?
sequel to Handshakers.
You know what show reminds me of Handshakers?
Is it Promise Neverland?
No, Wonder Egg Priority.
I don't know if that's good or bad.
Also, hi Rudy, you have stopped by our podcast about drugs and Promise Neverland and whatever else we decide to talk about.
Barbara taken meth.
Exactly. There. Yeah, so we saw the backstory with Norman. We saw a motif of hands. Norman's coughing on blood. There's like a heartwarming scene with like Gilda and Emma, and Gilda telling Emma not to do anything dangerous, which she will disregard because she's a shonen protagonist.
Oh yeah. When I saw that scene, I was like, I was just like, Emma's not gonna do any of that, Gilda. She's Emma.
Yeah. This podcast is sponsored by meth, drugs, and more drugs galore. Exactly. I don't have enough to be monetized, so I have to take the sponsorships where I get them.
Take the. Oh God.
Yeah, I'm out of stuff.
Well, there's something else. So I was reading the manga for this,
Okay.
and the way they describe Mujika is very funny to me. They describe her voice as like being like so like just beautiful and melodious.
Is she a loli?
I don't think so.
Okay.
She's like thousands of years old.
Yeah, she's at least 700 years old, and I want to say 1200. I don't know why I want to say that number, but yeah, 700 is the one that they said here.
Yeah, at least she's been around for at least 700 years. But and I just found that really funny. She's just a demon. And they're like, oh my god, but her voice, it's so great.
I mean, maybe that's why Emma wants to be friends. She loved the beautiful voice.
They showed that scene. Remember that scene where Emma showing Mujika pictures of Phil?
Oh, yes.
That was in the manga. It was great. There's this one part where she just starts laughing, and it's just not in the anime. And I'm like, why wasn't that in the anime?
Yeah, they need to do that.
Oh man, the manga is really good, by the way.
Yeah,
way better.
Well, I would read it because like I'm interested in it, but I also don't want to buy the manga because I don't. The reason I'm buying the manga is because the anime is not good, and do I really want to like reward them with my business when I don't like what they did with the anime? But I also enjoy reading manga more like, yeah, I also enjoy reading manga more in the physical book as opposed to just like on my phone or computer or whatever.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
Like I like just like sitting on my exercise bike reading manga.
Oh, that's a good point. I can't use my exercise bike anymore. I'm very injured, so.
Do push-ups then, or take meth.
Well, that would make it worse. I'd be back in the pain that I was in like a year ago. But Rudy says got over 200 subs, and a vid of mine has like 30 to 40K views. Congratulations!
Ooh, nice.
I know what that feels like when your video gets like thousands of views, and you're like, "What the hell? What did I do?"
Exactly. Or then you hit 33,000 subscribers out of nowhere.
That happened.
Yes.
Still have no clue how that happened.
Yes, and you're going to be doing a live reading of Attack on Titan Chapter 22 to celebrate getting 40 million subscribers.
And why 22, you may ask? It has, of course, the secret fight scene between Sasha and the Armored Titan.
And the potato.
and the potato. Well, the fight is over the potato. Armor
Oh,
Titan
yes.
is like, me hungry, me want potato, but Sasha's like, that's my potato. You're gonna finish that potato. But of course, the Armor Titan can't speak, so Sasha doesn't know that Armor Titan said, "Hey, I called dibs on that," because he did rightfully first call
Uh,
dibs on that potato. I was about to say armored potato, but Sasha,
well, no, it's an
being
armor.
Sasha,
It's an armor potato, so Sasha has trouble eating it. So the armor titan catches up and tries to get it back.
exactly, exactly. Attack on Titan chapter 22. People don't know about it. You got to read it backwards to get this extra story.
All right, let's do it. I don't know what we're doing. This podcast has gone off the rails, just like the adaptation.
Yeah, except for it's more entertaining than TPN season 2.
We need to do more podcasts. You know what we
This
should
is
do a
true.
podcast on?
Sasha versus the Armor Titan?
No, Fruits Basket.
Oh, yeah, we should.
I was wondering if you'd see where I was going with that. But yes, we should do a podcast on Fruits Basket on your channel for season 3.
We should. And we should promote that more, because I'm doing a terrible job of promoting that.
Yes, and we should promote it, so you should check it out so you get more completely off-topic podcasts on drugs, but with the supposed topic being Fruits Basket in that case.
Do you think Mujika is going to be in season 3 of Fruits Basket? Yay or nay?
I think her and Toru would get along well.
I agree as well.
Yes, and we all need more Toru in our lives.
This is true. Very true. I'm just going to say, though, I don't think Akito would like Mujika.
Oh no. Well, does Akito like anyone?
I don't think so.
No, it is
I
Akito.
don't even like she pushed
Yeah.
Rin out a window. like as soon as that happened, I was like, she don't like anybody.
You know who I want to push out a window?
Is it is it the bottle of baby aspirin that Barbara's taking?
No, I was going to say the people who decided to make this anime so rushed.
I cry.
Yeah. But yeah, any other thoughts on the episode before we completely go off topic again?
I like Fruits Basket. Can we talk about season 3? It's going to be great.
Yes, go check out T's channel where we'll be talking about Fruits Basket season 3 and probably Symphogear.
It is the Fruits Basket Symphogear podcast. So.
Yeah, exactly. We're not doing Symphogear podcast again. Check out that playlist though if you want. But we'll definitely be talking about Symphogear in the Fruits Basket podcast because we like confusing C's viewers.
I'm already confused.
Yes, we like confusing ourselves too.
I don't know what's happening anymore. Up is down, down is up, left is right, right is left.
All right, if there's one thing I stay away from is drug-induced Rule 34 and Boku no Pico. Very good ideas. We should close out the podcast on that very wise advice.
Yes, I agree. Thanks everybody for watching.
Yes, thank you. Good night.